Like, I mean, I could just go right into it, you know? Like, not even try to intro it, which is what I'm gonna do here. I think I'll do that from now on, because, like, that seems to work better. So, a thing I want to try with this, thing I want to try here, I know I normally go with random, but something just so weird that I gotta go for it. It's just, I find it funny. So you have, like, you have the me channel, right? And it's just, you know, that. And you have Final Destination, which is just, well, you know, it's Final Destination. It's very quiet, has a lot of sounds in the background, you know, space sounds. Ooh, Pichu. So you have the deep sounds of the void, combined with just the me channel theme, very, very quietly in the background. All echoey and just quiet. And I'm gonna have to get used to the audio delay again, because I am used to there not being that. I think I mentioned before I started recording this that I realized my capture card has an audio in. So that means if I can get like a straight up audio cable, that I can, like a headphone splitter and an audio cable, I can have there not be a delay for me in audio. Because, like, no, you don't hear audio delay. There's no audio delay on your end. It's on my end. So for me, I hear any sounds the game makes, like, about half a second after it actually happens. So because of that, I also have to delay my mic by half a second so that any sound I make doesn't happen half a second after it happens. Oof. So it's very desynced, and I am not paying attention here, so I am just getting absolutely destroyed. Then again, I'm never good against Villager. There's like a few characters that I can't play well against that just CPU or human player, I just get absolutely wrecked. But then when I go and I try to play that character, I just can't. I am not good at it. Villager and Isabelle are two that are like that for me. Did he just store my projectile? Hey, I guess Villager can store Thunderbolt. I did not know that. I didn't think it counted as a storable projectile. I guess. Okay, that's a thing. Ooh, here we go.
Three, two, one, go!
I think I can. Yeah, I should be fine here. Okay, almost. Ooh, that did not go how I hoped. Well, I guess off to Challenger's Approach we go. No, it's in Games and More, not Vault. Alright, so let's go with Young Link. Since that's the fighter I'm most comfortable at.
Challengers approach.
Which normally is over here, but I don't have every character unlocked, so...
Young Link.
And I'm only now realizing there's at least like 10, 20 more characters to unlock. So that's a lot.
3, 2, 1, go!
Could also have chosen Bowser, because I've recently figured out that I can sort of cheese playing Bowser. Sometimes. It depends, I guess. I don't know. That's what playing random does for me, is it lets me, like, try out different characters that I wouldn't normally, like, try playing. Just sort of figure out what I'm actually good at. You know, I mean, aside from Young Link. And we are gonna edit that. Random stage selection. Have we unlocked... We have not. There we go. Kalos Pokemon League unlocked for random. And now we'll go back to random stage selection.
Start battle! 3, 2, 1, go!
There we go. I honestly have no idea how to play Sheik at all. So I don't expect this to go very well. I'll be lucky if I take out one stock. Here we go. Yeah, no. I didn't realize that would take a diagonal. Okay, good to know though. Ooh, just not close enough. Just barely. See if we can get at least one stock out of the way. Maybe. I wouldn't hold my breath on that though, because yeah. Come on, maybe, no, not yet, no, maybe, yeah, okay. Okay, we got one stock. See if we can do one stock and a bit of damage. Just a tiny bit.
Donkey Kong wins!
Yeah, that went about as well as I was kind of expecting it to. Alright, let's keep going on this.
Start battle!
Okay. Cool. Alright. I used to play Nest very often. If I can still manage. Barely. Or rather, not at all. I am really not managing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I ever really played Ness well to begin with, to be honest. Maybe. Maybe? I don't know. I feel like Ness is feeling a little bit different from how I remember. In terms of weight and a lot of other things. Alright, nice. Oof. No, no, yeah, no, no, yeah, maybe, maybe. Maybe I've got this. Maybe. Yeah, nice. Okay. Also, I'm realizing my audio is peaking, so sorry about that. That probably sounded really. Ooh.
Start battle. 3, 2, 1, go!
Never really been great as Samus. I really should finish playing Metroid Fusion now. One of these days. It's just, like I said, I don't really care as much about, like, you know, finishing games or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a matter of what I want to play anymore, and honestly, just not really feeling it. But I do want to wait to start any new stuff until I've finished some stuff, and I do want to do Skyward Sword again sometime. But I gotta figure something out with that. Something wasn't quite working right the last time. So I want to figure out what's going on with that, and then from there, if I can figure out what's going on with that, then I would love to play Skyward Sword again, because I really want to finish that. I really, really want to play more Skyward Sword. Another series of games I should get into is Mega Man, but I've just never really been able to get into the Mega Man series. I have the second and third ones, and I've played them both. They're just incredibly hard. Ooh. Ouch. Oof.
Link wins.
That's who, Chrom? I think that's Crom.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1, go!
We'll see how well this goes, considering I'm, Samus, a character I'm not really the best at. I mean, it's not like it's a level 9 or anything, so I should be fine. Come on. Hey, there we go. Nice. There's a few characters that I just keep forgetting exist, and Crom is one of them. I guess mostly because I don't really see Crom... First of all, I don't see Crom being used often because I don't really play against too many people. It's not like I use Twitch Online for much, aside from playing with friends, and I don't really have any friends, I think, that main Crom. What stage should we unlock for this? Have we unlocked, yeah, we have unlocked Skyloft. Oh, there's Great Cave Offensive that we could unlock. Let's go with that, because we have maybe Meta Knight and DDD. I don't know. Starting to run out of stages. But that should do fine.
Start battle!
So I've been thinking about playing through Pokemon Red again, along with Blue and Silver, which I'm already midway into. And the reason for that is because I have never completed the Pokedex in any Pokemon game, ever. And I think starting with the original 151, where there's not, nearly 1,000 Pokemon to collect, I think that's more manageable. Plus, it's really the only version of Pokemon that I have both versions of. I technically have both Silver and Gold, but the save battery in my copy of Gold is, dead. It's very dead. So I can't exactly play through Gold and finish the Johto Pokedex. So, just Gen 1. But I sort of stopped, because, I went with Charmander as my start for that. So, because I went with Charmander, that's gonna make Pewter City Gym a pain. So I thought, well, I could just transfer Pokemon over from, Gold or from Silver. What should I transfer over? Gee, you know what? I want to have a Vileplume on my team. Let's see what I can do with that. And the thing is, so I'd want it to have Razor Leaf, because that's insanely useful, and also Oddish doesn't really have a lot of attacking moves. Unfortunately, Razor Leaf is an egg move. So, okay, I'll breed me an Oddish. I'll just breed an Oddish. That sounds like that'll work out fine. Nah. Apparently egg moves are moves gained from one parent Pokemon. So I'd need to breed a female Oddish with a male Bellsprout that knows Razor Leaf. Okay, no big deal. Problem? Bellsprout learns Razor Leaf at around level 33. And Weepinbell even later. So the earliest I'd be able to get it would be, I'd either have to start raising another Bellsprout in Blue and transfer it over to Silver and just hope that it's male. Or what I'd have to do is I'd have to train my Weepinbell that I currently have all the way up to like level 40 or something. I can't remember what, like maybe 37. And then teach it Razor Leaf, which I think I was going to teach it Razor Leaf anyways. But the issue with that is that's going to take a long time. And also, I also don't know if it's going to be male or not, since it's in blue, and I haven't exactly transferred my Weepinbell over to silver before. Alright, so next step. What's my other option? My other option is I can train a Bellsprout in silver to know Razor Leaf. So Bellsprout learns Razor Leaf even later in silver. So my option there would be, alright, just leave a Bellsprout at the daycare, let it get to like the level before it learns Razor Leaf, battle it a couple times, get it up to a high enough level that it'll level up, learn it some Razor Leaf, and then breed it. And then hope that the egg move transfers over. And also hope that only that egg move transfers over, and that my Oddish doesn't start out with a move that just so happens to be one that didn't exist in red and blue. Because then I couldn't trade it over until I leveled it up a lot to learn Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, and Stun Spore. Which by then, I'm transferring over a very high-leveled Pokemon to Red, which my Pokemon aren't going to be very high-leveled because I'm just starting out. So I'd have to do all that just to get an Oddish in Red that knows Razor Leaf. It's a ton of work. And this... So like... I'm starting to understand why it takes so much time to build a competitively viable team, because first of all, there's getting the moves you want on Pokemon. And oftentimes those Pokemon, the move you want is an egg move. Okay, great. That's fine. It just takes a lot of work then to get the egg move you want. Let's add to that. Now you want it to have a specific stat. You want it to have specific traits, so you have to train the parent Pokemon to have certain stats and traits in order to get the child Pokemon to have certain stats and traits. And even then, you're looking at level 5 or level 1, depending on the generation, because Gen 5, your egg Pokemon start off at level 5. Every other generation, they start off at level 1. So now you're looking at also training that Pokemon up from level 1 very carefully to make sure that it has the stats that you want it, increasing stats in certain ways, doing certain training with it to get it to have certain stats. On top of also, you want it to have, say, a specific nature or a specific ability, and then you also want it to be shiny. So now you're looking at a lot of breeding, a lot of eggs. Ugh. It sounds like a lot of work to try and build an actually competitive, viable team in Pokemon. Which is why I will probably never do that. The closest I'm gonna come to that is building a mildly competitive team in Blue that's like, okay, I'm going to plan out what Pokemon I want and what moves they're gonna know. And that's about it. And that's as far as I go in terms of planning out training Pokemon. Is usually I just pick the Pokemon, but with Blue this time I'm picking the Pokemon and the moves prematurely, and that's going well so far. Currently I am working on training up a Dratini to be a Dragonite so that I can teach it Fly and Thunder Punch. Though I'm considering dropping Dragon Rage in favor of Wrap, because in Gen 1, Wrap was absolutely broken. Like, it was really broken. Instead of just adding an effect like Poison that it damages every move, instead it stopped your opponent from attacking every move and used Wrap for you instead. So if you have a higher speed and very good accuracy and can consistently have your Pokemon using Wrap, you can lock your opponent into a cycle where they cannot get out, and they cannot attack you or even touch you because you're constantly using Wrap, constantly just doing a bit of damage after bit of damage, chipping away. So Wrap was extremely broken in Gen 1, which is why no matter what, my Victory Bell is going to have Wrap on it, because that's just, it's so broken. And I love it. Which is why in Gen 2, they changed it to be more of a status effect move that, like, damages the first time when you use it, but it also adds an ongoing effect, and that's it, and then your opponent can still attack. But, like, it was so overpowered. And broken. And then you couple Wrap with, like, poison damage. Whoo! Could you imagine Wrap, Poison Powder, and Leech Seed? Now that's a deadly combo. So, you know, I'm thinking about it now. If Victory Bell, I don't know if Victory Bell can learn Leech Seed, but if it can, and I haven't already bypassed it being able to learn Leech Seed, that's something that I definitely want it to learn, is Leech Seed. Because then you have Leech Seed going on, you're healing, you're doing even more damage with poison, you're using Wrap so you aren't being touched, and you're healing. Oh, it just sounds so broken. Ooh, yes. I like playing as Mewtwo. I'm not great as Mewtwo, but I like playing as Mewtwo. It's sort of like with Olimar. I like playing as Olimar, but I'm not great with Olimar. Speaking of Spear Pillar, I should play Diamond and Pearl sometime. I've never really touched Gen 4. I think once or twice I had borrowed a copy of, like, I can't remember if it was Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. Oof. But I borrowed one of the three from a library, because some libraries have games, so of course it's... As soon as it goes back, your save file's deleted, so you end up borrowing it out again. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we'll get about as far as Rustboro City. Is Rustboro Gen 4 or Gen 3? I can't remember. But you get about as far as, like, one of the earlier towns, one of the first two towns or whatever. And then you send it back. And then some other kid gets it, and they restart your file, and they play for a while. And so then you get it. And then you restart the file, and then you play for a while, and then you gotta send it back. So you never really end up beating it, because you can't. I remember one of the saddest things ever for me is... I can't remember if it was Black 2 or White 2, but I had one of the two out from a library. And I caught a shiny Solosis.
Challengers approach.
And then forgot to transfer it over to, like, a later gen Pokemon game. I forgot to transfer it over to, like, X and Y before returning it to the library. And that Solosis was gone. No way it, survived or anything. And especially by now, because this was, like, several years ago. So by now, that Solosis is... it does not exist. So that sucks. But nothing can be done about it. But yeah, so I've barely played Gen 1. I gotta... Ugh. My nose is still runny after 5 years of having a constant cold. Of course, it could just be dust allergies or... it's still winter, so it's a little bit cold, but who knows? There we go. Alright, so now we'll play as Mewtwo for a little bit, so I want to play as Mewtwo. And for stage, let's unlock Poke Floats. Oh wait, kinda can't. I feel like every stage from Melee was brought over except for Pokefloats and Mute City. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure every single Melee stage, but Pokefloats and Mute City was brought over. And whatever the Super Mario Bros. Stage was from Melee. That one's not here either. But other than that, well... yeah, kinda not no Pokefloats. What stage are we gonna unlock from Mewtwo? I feel like we were gonna unlock Stadium, but it's already unlocked, so can't exactly do that. Are there any Pokemon stages left? There's Lumio City, which I don't want to unlock the Unova Pokemon League. I'll go with that one. That works for me. That's fine. That'll do fine. Yeah.
Stop battle. Mewtwo.
That's what I was going off about. Diamond and Pearl, right. I've never actually played them. I've played them, but I've never made it far into them. And it was long ago, so I remember very little about them. I really should play through them sometime. Who knows, maybe we'll do that on here, if I can ever get that going. That'd be nice, you know? Some nice Diamond and Pearl, because I've never played them. I've said that like 10 times now. For some reason, like, I don't know why, but I always had, like, this sort of disdain for Gen 4, and I don't know why. Like, I don't anymore have the same feel for it, but, like, I've always just sort of been cautious of it. I could do that, but I'm still sort of trying to boycott Nintendo a bit, so... what I'd have to do is I'd have to wait for like a couple months until after they're out and buy a used copy. I'd want to wait anyways because, especially with Pokemon right now, I'm cautious since I really didn't like Sword and Shield in how flawed it was, so I probably would want to wait at least until a couple months after it comes out to hear what people think about it, sort of see how it looks, all that kind of stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the art style they went for. Like, I have no problem with it. It's just interesting in my mind. Because when I think Pokemon Remake, I think, all right, we're going to see this in whatever the newest definition is. Because, like, the last remakes were Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And they did not keep the same style as the Game Boy Advance games. Like, it seems Diamond and Pearl is going for. The sort of, you know, your character is now shrunken down to very small. So I find that interesting, that they're going with that style. I don't know. I'm wondering if they're still going to have you... I haven't seen the trailer more than once, but I'm wondering if they're still going to have you locked to a grid, or if they're going to allow you to, like, free roam, like in... Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire didn't have free roam. Like in Sun and Moon or Sword and Shield, or Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, which I really like. I really like Let's Go Eevee. It's like just so amazing. The music is great, and it's Pokemon, but for the Switch, and it's Gen 1, but it's for the Switch, and it looks beautiful, and it sounds beautiful, and just that moment when you suddenly hear Trainer Battle theme, and it's just, oh yeah! I love it. But I've stopped my playthrough of it because I made a very grave mistake. In Vermilion City, you have the option to either get a Persian or an Arcanine. So I did the little quest to get the Arcanine, and then promptly accidentally sent it to Professor Oak. So that Arcanine was gone. Irretrievable, gone. And the last time I saved was right before I booted up the game. So I was playing for like an hour or two, several hours, and I didn't save, and the game doesn't have an autosave. So I play for several hours, I beat the Cerulean Gym, make it to Bill's Lighthouse, get to Vermilion City, all that kind of stuff, catch the Meowths I need to get the Arcanine. And then the only way to actually get that Arcanine that I now really want on my team is to reset the game without saving. Sure, you can see where that led. So I reset the game without saving, not knowing that the game didn't have an autosave. I mean, why would it? I don't think any Pokemon games have ever had an autosave. I don't know why I was thinking, well, maybe it autosaved. Oh, but then just the pain of then turning it back on and, well, here I am in Cerulean City again. That was rough.
Start the battle.
The open world game, or as I like to call it, The Legend of Pokemon Breath of the Wild, looks really cool though. So looking forward to seeing that. Maybe playing it, dunno. Again, just depends on how it turns out, what people are saying about it. You know?
3, 2, 1, go!
And honestly, same even goes for games I'm excited about. Like, Pokemon Snap. I'm excited for a new Pokemon Snap game. One new Pokemon Snap game for ages. That's why I'm especially concerned about it, because from what I recall hearing, as a game developer creating a series, if you're creating multiple games in a series, and fans want a new entry in a series, and it's been a long time, their expectations for that new entry are very, very high. So it's terrifying to create a new game in that series when the fans' expectations are very high, because that makes it very easy to disappoint. So I'm trying to keep my expectations low for new Pokemon Snap so that, like, I don't run into that scenario of just, well, I guess this isn't what I thought it would be. I guess that's sort of how I've been thinking about a lot of games recently that are new in a series. It's just, I don't want to, like, get my hopes up and be disappointed or something. Oof. Something I'm very excited about, though, is I finally have a chair in my room, and it's finally at my desk. I'm not using that desk currently, or that chair. I'm still waiting to get a nice futon in there, because the plans I got for that is I'm gonna just move everything at once, because currently my computer is sitting on the floor where I sleep. By choice, mind you. Even when I did have a bed in my room, I slept on the floor by choice, because it was not a bunk bed, it was a loft bed. And personally, I don't like the idea of climbing a ladder to get into bed every night. Because, picture this, you're up late. It's 12 a.m., about the time I normally go to bed. And, well, you're tired. You're already falling asleep. Now you have to climb a ladder. What do you do? Survey says, screw it, I'll sleep on the floor. And back when I was able to have friends over, that's often what would happen, is I'd have a friend over, have one bed, or we have a couch, and often what happens is, well, we'll sleep on the floor in sleeping bags. So one time I just decided, well, I'm leaving the sleeping bag here, and I'm too lazy, and the sleeping bag's still here. I'll just sleep on the floor again. And then I never stopped. And then I just... That's what happened. But thankfully that'll be changing soon. And yeah. Which will also be especially nice because now I won't have to sit on the floor to play guitar because I've been learning guitar. And when trying to learn how to sing, you have this little organ called a diaphragm that you really don't want scrunched up. And when you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, you're bent over, you don't have back support, so you're scrunched up. So that's really not good for you. And, well, that's currently where I am.
I submit to no one.
Well, like, that's a very bad philosophy. So what about them school reports? Yeah? You gonna not submit those? Gonna just, not submit them? Submit them to no one? Gonna fail the course. I mean, that's just how things work. You don't submit, you fail the course.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh shit, a remix of Delfino Plaza that I didn't know existed. Because there's just so much music in Smash that... well... there's a lot of songs in Smash Ultimate that I have just not come across yet that I'm sure are really wonderful and really great remixes that I just don't know exist because there's things like Brinstar Depths, okay? Which has a nice remix to it. They gave Brinstar Depths a nice remix. Nice remix. Excuse me a moment. A nice remix. Ugh. But because I played Melee before. Speaking of, I got a fun story about that. But since I've played Melee before, it feels wrong hearing anything but Melee's Brinstar Depths playing on Brinstar Depths. Just like it feels wrong for any theme but Temple or Together We Ride playing on Temple. But anyways, speaking of that story about Melee, so for Mario's 35th anniversary, Nintendo released this little they released this fun little video. Here's the games in them that you can play that have Mario, and it had 2 games. It had Bowser's Fury. It had the new the Mario 3D World re-release, and it had Smash Ultimate. So I'm listening to it, I'm watching, I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna skip ahead. So I skip to the very end, and you know what I hear? I hear the GameCube startup jingle. And you know what I see? I see Smash Ultimate gameplay. I forgot to unlock a stage. That stage being,
3, 2,
Delfino Plaza, probably. But, so I'm seeing... I'm seeing Smash Ultimate gameplay, and I'm hearing the GameCube startup jingle, and my first thought is, way to rub it in. Way to rub it in. Just, we canceled a Melee tournament last year. Hey guys, do you remember when we canceled that Melee tournament last year? Do you remember? Here's some Smash Ultimate and GameCube startup jingle to remind you that Melee exists and that we don't want you playing it online. Did you guys proud of us? No? Why is everyone angry? Why is everyone saying we don't care about our fans? Why is everyone saying that that's salt in the wound? What? What did we do? We don't understand. What did we do wrong? And it's just like little things like that. That's part of the reason that I'm still sort of trying to boycott Nintendo, is because they're still trying to rub in just how much they hate their fans, and just, you know, trying to say to them fuck you as often as they can. Like, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but regardless, it's just so you have PR, right? And you have a PR department that knows what's going on in terms of Nintendo's relation to their fans, and what's going on in terms of, well, public relations. That's what PR stands for, is public relations. So you have a PR department, right? And your PR department is what tells you if something is a good marketing move or not, or if it's a really bad marketing move. So you have your PR department, you have your Twitter feeds, you have your, you know, Nintendo, the company of Nintendo as a collective doesn't have a Twitter. They have someone that they hire to take care of their Twitter account. And they have people who decide what puts on their Twitter account. So you have people from Nintendo watching their Twitter account, right? And they're probably part of the PR department. So you have people who are part of Nintendo's PR, and you have people checking responses to their Twitter posts, and you have people who see, well, gee, you know, we still get X amount of people who keep posting, keep posting things like free Melee. We have X amount of people who still do that. Or we had X amount of people who did that when that was a thing. I wonder, then you have the same PR department who probably, you know, reviewed that little commercial, that little video, who probably reviewed that and had to decide, okay, is this a good move? And you have those people, so they know, you know, okay, people are a little upset about us, about our little thing with Slippy and our little thing with, you know, that Melee tournament. So what we're gonna do... Hang on, I'm losing my train of thought. So you have that PR department, right? And they know this. They know people are upset about Smash. They know people are upset about specifically Melee. And they know that, you know, playing the GameCube startup jingle over gameplay of Smash Brothers is going to induce feelings of, oh yeah, there was a Smash game for the GameCube, wasn't there? And then they approve it, PR-wise, because people still like us for the way we treat Melee fans. Like, I could be reading too much into it or whatever, but like, I mean, come on. When you have a company that that makes great games, mind you, as a game developing company, Nintendo is top of the line. But in terms of a public relations company, well, I have a thing or two to say about that. And it's that they are not the greatest when it comes to their PR, because they do stuff like that. And they do things like cancel fan games and take down ROM hacks and just basically be a big old butt about their IPs. Because, like, in my mind, if you are a company that makes something and people like you enough to make fan stuff of it, and if 99% of that fan stuff is free... Sorry, ear itches. But if, like, 99% of the fan stuff being made is free, I don't see a problem with that, as long as it's not, like, defaming or anything like that, or you know. But even then... Hey, freedom of speech is a thing, so, like, whatever. If you don't like something, okay, go ahead, speak it, do whatever the hell you want with it. As long as it's very easily distinguishable that this is something fan-made and not, you know, made by the actual company. Because, like, I don't think you go and you look up Pokemon drawings. I think it's usually pretty easy to tell which ones are created by people who are of the fan community, and which ones are created by people who are not of the fan community. As in, which ones are official artwork. It can be kind of hard sometimes, because I know that there's someone who does, like, really accurate drawings that are in the style of the old Pokemon artworks, and they did drawings of the beta Pokemon from the Gold and Silver Space World demo that were in that style, and they look beautiful. But the point I'm making is, usually people can tell which is official artwork and which isn't. So why take people down who are basically saying, I praise you for the work that you have created and I love it? Why do you want to go and then attack those people legally with cease and desists? It's like, that's in my mind one of the dumbest things you can do when you're creating anything, is tell the people who just told you, I love what you're doing, keep it up, to fuck off. It's just so backwards in my mind. And like, if it was anything but Nintendo, if it was any, you know, if it was any smaller brand, if it was some YouTuber, they would be canceled. They would be, like, completely destroyed. People would stop watching them, word would get out, be, okay, we're gonna boycott X YouTuber or X streamer because they just, you know, did this kind of bullshit. There would be a bunch of other streamers and a bunch of other YouTubers giving their opinion on what happened, all that kind of stuff, the usual. And it would be a big deal. But because it's a company like Nintendo, people shrug it off, go, whatever, they're a big company, I like their games, I'm still gonna buy them. That's the power a company has. If, say, Coca-Cola, or no, wait, here's a better one. If Burger King does something like, say, donate $5 to Twitch streamers with a message advertising their company, so basically what they're doing is getting free advertising by paying out $5 and reaching a large amount of people, which is, you know, morally wrong, in my opinion. When they do something like that, the only people who care about that are the people it directly affects. Everyone else who eats at a restaurant like Burger King, they couldn't give a shit. They don't care. They're still gonna eat there, they're still gonna buy their product, or whatever. But when you have something like entertainment, in particular, a show, or... No, not even a show, because if you have just one actor in a show that's a bad actor, and I don't mean, like, their acting skills are bad, I mean they're, like, genuinely not a great person, they're not gonna get taken down. The show is still gonna keep going, people are still gonna keep watching the show, because, well, it's just one actor. But if you have some sort of YouTube scandal happen, or some sort of YouTuber comes out as being, like, a real big jerk to their fans, no one watches them anymore. Which, again, is how I think things should be kind of handled, is if, you know, someone's not doing something good, don't support that.
3, 2, 1,
But that's not how things work as a company. As a company, you know that unless you really screw up and you really do something wrong, and even then, it has to be something really wrong, people are still gonna eat there. Or they're still gonna buy your product, or they're still gonna watch whatever you're producing. Another good example is, if, say, it's one person in your company, like, say, I have no idea exactly what happened, but whatever happened with the restaurant Papa John's and their founder, you can easily just brush it aside as, no, that's one person in our company, we fired them, they don't represent us, they're gone. If you are a single person creating a thing, that's not an option, because you're that one person and you're creating that thing, and if people don't want to support you, they won't support that thing. It's just so weird to think about stuff like that. I don't know. At least that's my take on it. And like with anything I say, like, Go do your own research on whatever I say, and then like make your own opinions, because like that's how the world gets good. That's how you get good, is you form your own opinions. So get good.
Stop battle.
Oh, corn.
1, go!
I have no idea how to play corn. Other than that's overpowered. That's something I remember, is that one thing is a little bit... It's a little bit... Never mind. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. What am I doing? How do game? Corn is another one of those characters that I can't do shit against, but I also can't play for shit. And it's fantastic when that happens, because like I know there's a way to play Corn that's like extremely good, but I don't know the way to do it, and I don't know that I ever will know. Alright, that's fine. That's doing good. We're doing alright, I think. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Maybe not. Honestly, couldn't tell you. This is... Yeah. This is the part of the show where I try to come up, where I desperately try to come up with a topic to talk about, so that I'm not just sitting here and playing a game and not talking much besides, oh yeah, that was a good, I did a good there, didn't I? I did a great there. Oh, that didn't go so well. Because I was watching this one YouTuber who, like, sometimes does critiques of other channels that are, you know, oriented in a way that is specifically to game the system. Like, specifically in a way that is just, that's all it's there for. It's not for actually creating, you know, something that, well, it's hard to describe. But basically, there are certain things... Whew, I am drawing a blank. But basically, one tip that I got from somewhere is don't just sit there and say what's going on in the game. Come up with, like, actual commentary. And that's something that I'm constantly, like, trying to think of to do, and that I always have in the back of my mind is, okay, am I just sitting here talking about exactly what's going on screen that everyone can see, and obviously stating what's obviously going on? Or am I coming up with something that's, like, you know, worth listening to? Oh no, not Villager again. Not Villager again. Anything but Villager. I also don't like playing as Toon Link because Toon Link is just similar enough to Young Link and Link that it feels somewhat normal, but just different enough that it feels wrong. Eee, nice. See, if you want to know what it's like to play online with, it's, well, whew, that was a sentence that didn't exist. If you want to know what it looks like to play online Smash with a bad connection, that's what it is it's slow-mo. You get a chance to react to everything. Because, like, I think I've mentioned before, from what I recall, the way Nintendo's online works is it's completely client-side, so if one person in the connection has a bad connection, everyone has a slow connection. Unlike games like League of Legends, where if one person has a bad connection, they have a bad connection and their character is slow and does slow things and lags. It's on one side that the lag happens, not every single side. It's like, say you have a 2-lane highway. No, that doesn't make sense. Say you have a highway, right? And you have cars going one way, and you have cars going another way. If an accident happens on one side of the highway, on the north side, the side going north, it doesn't really affect the east, the side going south. But say you have a road that is not a highway. Say you have a road that is just one road, it has 2 lanes. If an accident happens on that road, traffic going both north and south are halted. That's Nintendo Online, is if you have a road and you have an accident and traffic is halted on both sides. And then every once in a while, on the highway analogy with, like, you know, how, I don't know how it is in other countries, but I know in America we have highways that, sometimes you have one road that leads south and one road that leads north. So it's like 2 completely separate roads, each with like several lanes. Every once in a while, you get an accident that's just large enough that, like, it affects both lanes, or both sides. But that's very rare. What that is in this analogy is the server went down, and everyone has a bad time. But that's not how Switch Online works. Switch Online works where if one person has an accident, everyone has an accident. Another good way to think about it is, say you have a random console, Nintendo 64, right? Say you have a 64 and you're playing some Smash 64 with some friends, and one of the cables is starting to, you know, wear down, like, a lot on the controller. And like, sometimes buttons don't respond right, sometimes they don't, like, you know, work right. That affects one person's gameplay. That affects the person who's using that controller's gameplay. It doesn't affect everybody else. However, if the console itself has a problem, or if the power cable has a problem, or if, say, the AV cable starts messing up, that affects everyone.
3, 2, 1, go!
Which you may think, okay, yeah, well, servers cost a lot of money to have. Yeah, they do. Nintendo's a multi-billion-dollar company. I think they can afford to have a few servers, you know, host their stuff on. I think they can afford to do that. I was trying to think of what that reminds me of, the little, sort of like forested area on the stadium, and I remember now. It reminds me of the Master Sword trials in Breath of the Wild. I mentioned earlier that I'm doing, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier just in the stream or if I mentioned it while I was recording, but I mentioned that I'm trying to go through Breath of the Wild hardcore, but at the same time I'm also trying to do Master Mode with no armor. And I've gotten to the point where I've got the Master Sword, and I want to do at least the first trial. I want to do the first of the sword trials. And it's hard as hell. Like, it is really hard to do that sword trial. Like, insanely hard. But that reminded me of that, because it's like, it's this own little environment that's just wrapped up inside this tiny little space, but it's like this whole forest in a tiny little area. And I don't know, I just like stuff like that. I don't know why. Like, the thought there is, it's just like, it just seems so small and cozy and like, just like imagine living in one of those like simulated forests in the Master Sword trials. Just this, your own little area, your own little thing. It's sort of the same thought of like building like a terrain dome in Minecraft, where you live in this little tiny terrain dome, or like a survival island. You just, I don't know. I like stuff like that when I'm limited by a game. When a game like seriously limits me, like starting a fresh playthrough of Smash where I'm limited to like a couple characters, or like starting Breath of the Wild fresh where I have like no items, and I have to work with whatever resources I'm given. Or like, that one segment in Skyward Sword where you gotta, where you get all your items taken away and you have to work with whatever items you're given, like the first just being the Magma Mitts, the second being like your slingshot, or like the gust blows, just working with stuff like that like is... I like being limited by a game. I don't know why. I know a lot of people don't like that feeling when a game decides, I'm gonna take away all your items now, have fun. But I love that. I don't know why. I don't like it if it's a permanent thing, like, hey, we just took away all your items and you're never getting them back. Lol, sucks to be you. But, like, when a game takes away all your items temporarily and you have to work with whatever you're given, and, like, you have to plan and strategize, and, like, okay, I don't have a lot with me right now, so I need to figure out what I'm doing. I need to figure out the best way to do this, the most efficient way to do this, without taking damage, or without... just any number of things. I like that. I don't know why, but I like that when you have to conserve your resources, because you know that if you run out of your resources, you're fucked. So like hardcore Minecraft is another good example. It's where you have to take... in playing through hardcore Minecraft, you have to know the game well enough, and you have to know like a ton of little tricks and secrets to try and get by on, if you want to do, like, really well at it. So, like, for instance, one thing I've learned... That was easy. Some little things I've learned about Minecraft that are really useful if you're doing hardcore is one space of water, and this is something I've used in my Minecraft playthrough on here, which this was very useful in a snowy biome, and it's also very useful in a desert biome. One water source block covers, I think, 4 out on all sides, so it's like a 5 by 5, I think. Yeah, it covers a 5 by 5 space of crops. That's really useful because you need to conserve water buckets or whatever. It's really useful in planning out space, all sorts of different things. Shields are very useful. It's useful to keep things like golden apples on you, stuff like that, as my little incident in the Nether proved, where I fell through a cliff. I fell through a hole into lava, and was pretty much fucked. I thought I was fucked, but, like, was able to save myself from that, because, you know, using whatever I have with me. I like that kind of stuff. I like to be forced to use things in ways that maybe isn't conventional. I don't know why. I just really like that. What am I unlocking? Palutena's Temple. Right. That's what it is. That's what we're doing. There it is. Hello, Palutena's Temple. Welcome to the roster of not fighters, but
Start battle.
is that all the fighters? That couldn't be all the fighters, right? That's not all the fighters. Is it? Is that all the fighters? I don't feel like it is. Trying to think of who we're missing, if anyone. We have Marth, we have Lucina, Roy, Crom, Corin. Robin. It's like all the Fire Emblem characters, I think. We have Ike as well. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna end up being it for, unlocking all fighters. I guess I underestimated the number of stages. Let me do a quick lookup on that and the...
Start battle.
Alright, let's take a look. Control. As a junior, yeah. Roy Ken. And Cloudborn, Bayonetta, Inkling, quickly, Siren, all of them. And then Cinnamon. Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, you'd think that they'd give you something like... Hey, recording kind of ended a little too soon. So that's why between this and the previous section, there's going to be a huge segment where, like, the screen's dark for, like... It's not going to be huge. It's going to be, like, half a second, half a second of, like, nothing where I just got cut off. But yeah, that indeed is all the fighters, so let's give it a go with the complete roster. I guess we'll unlock the stages then. God, there's like still so many stages that we didn't unlock. Oh, I actually turned that off. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Yeah, we didn't unlock all these different stages. I guess I should have been giving multiple stages to one character. I mean, obviously I didn't intend to unlock those two, but whatever. Yeah, that should be all of them. Well, okay then. if you are watching this from the recording, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I guess this is going to be the end of unlocking every character through just versus mode, because that is indeed every last fighter that we have now unlocked.
Start battle.
Aside from, the DLC characters that I've not paid for and probably won't pay for, because not really interested in most of them. But that's going to do it. Yeah, if you liked it, please share it with a friend. Link to the Twitch down in the description. Link to the Discord in the description as well. Gonna have to get used to saying that, because that's interesting, having a Discord. I'll see you around. Have a good day. Bye. Oh. Fuck, okay, where's my mouse? There it is.